here, the parliamentary panel looking into allegations of foreign interference in elections. We'll hear today from the head of Canada's spy agency. For the latest details, we're joined live by the senior political correspondent for CTV News Channel, Mike Couteur. Mike, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Yesterday was interesting. We heard from Judy Thomas, who is the advisor to Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on security and intelligence. So let's start with yesterday's meeting at the committee looking into foreign interference. And let's talk about the big takeaways, because she was quite clear. There have been a number of conversations with the Prime Minister in the last few years about foreign interference.
Yeah, a number of conversations about it, but really she had said that one of the biggest takeaways here was that there is no RCMP investigation into that alleged interference. And so I think that is one of the interesting things, as well as the briefings that the Prime Minister has been getting over the course of the last number of years. And she had sort of basically spoken about how they are regular briefings and conversations that they have, and unclear if whether or not it sort of rose to the issue of whether or not it was of a massive concern. Now, certainly there is concern over the level of interference and the attempts of interference, because that report that we had seen that just came out saying that there were attempts to do so, but especially talking about how pervasive it is now and how different and how it has changed. We heard yesterday from Sean Tupper, who's the Public Safety Deputy Minister. Have a listen to how he talked about the evolution of that alleged interference.
I think the real shift, though, has occurred in the last 5 or 6 years, and I think the more typical activities of espionage, of suitcases full of money, of coercion, those are things we've known about for a very long time. But over the last number of years, I think through the use of social media, the ability to invoke cyber attacks against states, it has really escalated our awareness and our attention to the area, simply because it's more pervasive, it's more aggressive, and the potential for damage to our democracy is that much more serious.
Jody Thomas was also talking about in her testimony about those specific leaks, and she really condemned the leaks that are coming out of CSIS, saying that they do jeopardize national security and the issues that are continued to look at behind the scenes. Now, obviously, those types of leaks are the type of thing that the media needs to hear, and certainly the media believes that the public needs to hear, but certainly behind the scenes, there is concern about these leaks and really making sure that it continues to maintain the integrity of all of the systems, and including the electoral system, which will be, again, under the microscope today when you consider that the Chief Electoral Officer for Elections Canada will be before this very same committee in just about an hour.
Mm-hmm. And Jody Thomas, I apologize if I misspoke and called her Judy off the top there. I noticed she was very careful not to say Chinese interference ever. She's either said election or foreign interference. On that note, there's another meeting of the committee today. You touched on this. Let's talk about who else we're expected to hear from. Mike, what are you watching for?
Yeah, it'll be the head of CSIS will be there as well. But as I just mentioned, the head of Elections Canada. It'll be interesting to really listen to what has happened in terms of maintaining the integrity of the elections, what preventative measures Elections Canada is taking, especially going forward, knowing the threat and the evolution of the threat that Sean Tupper has just spoken about right there, but also hearing more about this motion that the NDP has put forward. They want a national public inquiry into this alleged interference, and it is supported to an extent by the Conservatives. They are making some alterations, but also they want to make sure that this committee continues. The Prime Minister asked about it again yesterday, rebuffing that suggestion about a national public inquiry. Have a listen to why he believes that it should remain in the committee stage.
I think one of the most important things to remember is we have an awful lot of mechanisms that are underway right now around determining what kind of foreign interference has happened, is continuing to happen, and demonstrating the tools we have. Right now, as we're speaking, our parliamentary committee is hearing directly from national security experts and officials as to the work that they've been doing over the past many years to counter ongoing interference.
And Jody Thomas has said that if you do have a national public inquiry, it would limit how much these intelligence officials are able to say because it is protected information. And that's why she too believes that it should remain behind closed doors for now.
Okay. CTV's Couteur, thank you.